Well, hello, all my YouTube friends. Well, today's Thursday, it's not Friday, but tomorrow I'm going to be traveling all day long. So I thought I would just kind of spend some time sharing a little thought with you that I was having about willingness. About are you willing? What is willingness? It's a desire to be available, right? Willing to try new experiences, willing to maybe surrender. Maybe willing sometimes is surrendering. Like sometimes we surrender maybe our idea for someone else's idea, right? We're willing, right? Areas in our lives in which we can be willing. It really kind of goes kind of deep because when we ask ourselves, are we willing? Are we willing to say yes to life? Are we willing to explore the possibilities, the infinite possibilities that are before us? Are we willing? Are we willing? You know, when you're willing and you're doing something, there's an energy that's behind it. It's being propelled by your willingness. When you're unwilling, I'm sure you've been with people that have been unwilling to participate, maybe at a family function or something like that, where they're not willing to participate. So I started thinking about where in my life has my inability to be willing stopped me from having certain experiences or, and it's true. It's true. Willingness. Are you willing? Are you willing to be willing? Can you do things with an energy that propels you forward? I mean, think about it, right? Because we live in the realm of the infinite potential. There are so many, many, many things to explore with any situation that comes forward, right? Are you willing to kind of spend time thinking about what these possibilities might be? Are you willing to attempt to activate maybe some of these ideas to see if they get the result that you want? Are you willing to take a chance, to take a risk, to maybe, I don't want to say be wrong, because personally, I don't think that we're ever wrong. I think that we make choices sometimes that produce outcomes we don't necessarily desired. It wasn't a desired outcome. I don't know that it's really wrong. I don't believe in wrong. I just think that these are all just tools for learning. So, are you willing to take a risk and do something you've never done before and be totally detached from the outcome of what it's going to look like? That's where the real magic is, right? But I think that it really all starts with willingness. Are you willing to be present to the moment? Are you willing to be right here, right? Sometimes it manifests itself in those that are unwilling is that they're constantly running from things. Like maybe they move around a lot or they change partners a lot or they change jobs a lot. You know, maybe there's an aspect of being willing that we can bring to every situation in our life and find out, you know, our willingness to say yes. So Michael Singer wrote a book a few years ago, probably maybe a decade ago, called The Untethered Soul. Wow. The Untethered Soul. Doesn't that have like a sound of freedom and untethered, not tied to anything? And he, for an entire year, I think, maybe even longer, he decided that he was going to say yes to everything. And so he writes a story. He tells this story of being unattached to outcomes, his willingness to say yes. And then once he had said yes, he didn't um, do it begrudgingly. He did it willingly, excitedly, right? And so these choices, I think maybe that too was a choice for him, and experiencing bliss in every moment, because we have the ability to choose that for ourselves. We can choose to be happy in our inner core of our being. We can choose happiness always, always, always. And we can choose to leave that place of pure joy, bliss, right? By choosing unhappy thoughts. It's how it happens. In any case, I wanted to bring to you willing, because it's really come up strong for me in the last week or two, about willingness. What am I willing to do? Am I willing to say yes to everything? It's a beautiful experiment. I've done it for maybe a day or something like that, right? Just to experiment with playing with infinite potential and possibility, right? To see what would happen, right? If we just kind of continue to hit this button over here, the yes button. Yes, 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 yes. Right? Because when we do that, we surrender our our grand plan. We surrender an agenda. We surrender any idea of control. And it's a very, very I don't want to say scary place to be, but it can be very uncomfortable for people who want control to release control. And my experience is that that is how we truly experience freedom, 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 freedom. So are you willing to be free? Are you willing to say yes? To say yes to life? We're on this beautiful journey. There's so much out there to be explored and to be experienced. Oh my! And we have the ability to manifest those things into our experience. They're right here. They're all swirling around us. All the potential, all the possibilities are swirling, swirling, swirling around us, swirling around us. The reason that we're not experiencing these things, these visions, these desires, these, right, is because there's something, and this is just my belief for myself. Maybe it might help you, but there's something that's not in alignment with that. So it's here, it exists, it's real. Yeah, yeah, it's here. However, me in this moment right now, I'm not in full alignment with this. So I cannot experience fully this. I can be aware of it, I can know that it exists. And yet there's some growth that do I get to do, right? If I want to have this. So it's beautiful. I don't think I'll ever stop growing. I don't think I'll ever stop knowing myself in a much deeper way. I had profound experience. I just came back from the sacred earth of the Grand Canyon. All I can say is if you haven't gotten your hands in the soil recently, or hugged a tree, or laid on the ground, or walked barefoot on the earth, I would encourage you to do that. That's one of the things that helps us to get back into alignment, is our deep connection with the earth mother and with nature and with all of the elements that surround us. The more that we become in an alignment with the earth, right? With nature, with our true nature. We have a powerful clock within us, right? And it's regulated or connected to moon cycles, sun cycles, right? Tides. Mm, That's our rhythm. Our rhythm is one with nature, one with the earth, the stars. So if you're wondering how to get into alignment a little more, spend some time like just being with the earth mother and feeling the energy, the life force energy. Because if you can lay on the ground or you can put your feet on the earth, or you'll feel that life. You'll feel her moving through you. I often feel like when I'm standing barefoot on the earth, like I'm becoming a tree, and that she's just coming up through my feet and extending through my entire body, giving me life, life from the earth. Mm. All right. I've been here for a minute or two. Well, I love you. I am preparing to travel tomorrow. Um, I'll probably be doing some live videos while I'm away. Some very beautiful things that are happening for my family. And so I'm excited to, yeah, to be in service to my ancestral line and coming beyond me. So, in this moment, I hold your families of origin in my heart. Send a blessing to them as I send a blessing, a sweet blessing to my own family. Yes. Mm. So good to be with you. All right. I look forward to our time together again. Be loved, beloved.